from Gothenburg, Sweden's second largest city, and this is gonna be a fun day. I only have 24 hours here, so I'm gonna try to explore the city on foot as much as possible. It is raining. I have my umbrella. The rain is coming down somewhat hard. It's gonna be like this all day, but that's not gonna deter me. I'm still gonna be making sure that I am walking non-stop. You know, this is Sweden's second largest city, and this city is located on the west of the country. It's slightly southwest than Stockholm, so maybe like 50 miles more south than Stockholm, just on the opposite coast. And then tomorrow I will be heading to Malmo. But I have heard that this is such a charming city. Oh, well, speaking of charm, look at this tour boat that's going right behind me. But I will have to see it for myself. I don't know, you know, there's not much going on today because it's raining and it's chilly, but we're still gonna enjoy myself. There are just so many places that you could walk around. That's literally my very first observation. Every single street has these very elegant shops and restaurants that you could just walk down the path on the brick and the layout. It has an old feel, and it has a feel that the same way that much of Stockholm has, but it is very, very different than Stockholm overall though. In Stockholm, you have the archipelago, the waters impacting everything. Here, it's a city that you can get around on foot very easily. They do have the trams that help you out if you need. Trams could be fun to ride around, but it's really just a central river that's cutting through. So the main walking pavilion is called Fredsgatan, and this is very similar to most European walking pavilions. This is where the shopping quarters are. It is very, very crowded, and there is a lot of energy, which is making it so fun. It's a lot of big name stores, like there's a Sephora right down there and other stores. But yeah, if you're in Gothenburg and you want to shop, come right here. There's also more boutique stores on the outside and just other ones as well. The street is very narrow, but that just adds to the design. It gives it a more intimate feel. You have lights that are hanging between the buildings, so I bet at night it's lit up and it creates such a great sight. Because it gets dark for me it's gonna be like 10 o'clock, so I'm not gonna be able to walk here to see what it's like with the lights on, but it's cool. I bet you could just imagine that. So walking alongside here, there's also a huge mall right inside there as well. If you don't have interest in shopping, you can skip out on the mall, because walking alongside here, it's like an open air mall. Walking down, it's literally hundreds of stores. Okay, maybe not hundreds, but at least 60 or 70 of them just along this strip. Okay, yeah, I'm willing to say if you're a tourist here, the biggest thing there is for you to do, shopping. And as you can see, because I already showed you all the entire area of the shopping, and that wasn't even the central pavilion. So yeah, it's literally everywhere. Every street you go down has something. Look, right down there, we have one central pavilion walking way, and then right down that street, another one. And then right down that one, another one. So right now, just walking alongside one of the charming streets, see a restaurant right beside me. And I love the design of the street because you have the stone ground, and then you have these cool, like, I don't even know what to describe them, like what these things are, but they're hanging from above. In the city center, I'm literally not finding any street lights, which is really interesting. And pedestrians have the right of way. So you literally just like cross the street. It's crosswalks everywhere. It doesn't make for efficient traffic because yeah, the cars and buses and trams have to stop every second. So right there is a statue of King Charles IX. He was king of Sweden from 1604 to 1611. I know, such a short period of time. And he has a statue here because of his impact on Gothenburg. While he did not actually create the city, he was an important part in making it a maritime hub, which it still remains so today. This statue was built in the early 1900s, and it was actually King Charles' son who ended up naming the city. Whoa, I'm just walking and I see a canal here. These are the actual locks. That's the river, that's the lock, that's part of the canal. And then I think that's more of the river. It's crazy to think. I was just in Panama City and my first time seeing canal locks are in Gothenburg, Sweden. It's so cool how you can see the difference in the height of the water between the canal and the river. Now there's even a dinner moat cruise. They're just enjoying their meal and the guys singing on the boat. love the atmosphere. I'm very surprised to learn how big the city is, because walking around, it doesn't feel like the city is home to 600,000 people, but it is, and its metro area, 1.1 million. I'm seeing the color yellow quite a bit. You know, it's not a lot, but it's more than you would expect. The architecture here is so different than Stockholm. Yeah, it reminds me a lot of Central Europe, not of Scandinavia. The buildings have a very Anglo-Saxon type of feel to them. I don't want to say that the buildings are basic, because they're not, but they're not the Roman style, but it's also not like the upper Nordic style where they're just like big blocks, very similar to Germany. So while it is not so similar to Stockholm overall, it feels like it has a feel of a lot of German cities. So this is the Gothenburg Opera House, and on the inside it has 3 decks of seating. You can get some great performances. It looks a little bit different than the other Scandic opera houses, which gives it its own unique feel. And it's right alongside the river and the marina, so let's go check this out. So now, just hanging by the marina. I love this. There's this really cool ship right there that looks old and it says Viking on it, so I'm gonna go check that out. So this marina goes out onto the river, and the river, it takes you about 12 miles before you reach the Atlantic, but easy Atlantic access, so that shows you why this is such an important what's the word, boating? No, not boat. Why this is such an important shipping and boating hub. Okay, wait, this is the coolest find of Gothenburg. You see this vessel right here that looks like it could be from the 1700s? How you literally have the wooden mast for the sailboat. Yeah, all of this. Guess what this boat is? My first thought was it was some sort of memorial or a museum. No, this is a hotel. It's a restaurant, and get this part. This last part's the craziest, because I saw hotels and restaurant boats in Stockholm, but this is a conference center as well. What? So the name of this is the Barken Viking, and you can get rooms for less than $100. What? And it's really big too. It spans probably like 60 meters in length. Very quickly, because I am exhausted now, I'm walking back to my hotel through the residential area of Vasa, and I love the setup, especially with the trees in the middle. This is a high school. So yeah, clearly Vasa is an area that has the wealth of Gothenburg. Okay, wait, this is such a cool find. I wasn't sure if this was a canal or a river, so I did a quick Google search. This is Vallgraven, and apparently this was a moat back in the 1600s. What? There's that park, and I guess they built a moat around it so they can have protection. I don't know what exactly was in there. We're gonna go find that out. We're gonna check out this park. But yeah, that's a cool find. You can even take a moat tour. There's literally a boat giving one right now. Here's some sort of upbeat music happening in the park. I have no idea what it is. I'm gonna go check it out. So here's the park that I'm in right now, and it's much larger than I expected. I love how you have the moat to one side, and then apparently there's a botanical gardens that you could walk through as well. Such a great spot to be able to get out of the city and just relax. There are a bunch of restaurants in here as well. Just being able to have a meal or even have a picnic. I love the design of the pathway too. Just the red contrasting with the green. Well, I found out what the noise was. They're having some sort of party here. They clearly rent out the space, but this is normally a restaurant. And yeah, see, I told you, restaurants right in the middle of the park. And here's the botanical gardens I was mentioning before. It's very small, but still nice to have in this city. And look, right there's one of the restaurants I mentioned in the botanical garden. Established in 1648, this area was known for its wooden houses and really being the true historic area. However, in the 1980s, that was all torn down and it was replaced with replicas. Why was it replaced? Well, it just had to do, it was just too expensive to keep these homes up. Because yeah, they were, 300 years old at the time? Now, it's a bit of a residential area, but has also charming restaurants and some shops. And it's nice, it can go all the way down there and all the way down there. It's rather empty right now, but that's just because it's raining. Right by Haga, I really wanted to go up to this castle. It's supposed to get a very nice view over Gothenburg. unfortunately it's closed. You actually go to the port of Gothenburg alongside the Greywar, which leads out to the Atlantic, and you go to the largest port of all the Nordic countries. Yeah, it's larger than Oslo, larger than Bergen, larger than Helsinki, Reykjavik, any of the Nordic countries. But in terms of port though, it's a lot of manufacturing and container ships. It's not really those high-end boats. Manufacturing in Gothenburg is big. Because it's the largest port of all the Nordic nations, it gives Sweden such a huge economic advantage when it comes to these jobs and having the container shipping. So you have Norway, which dominates the Nordics amongst the oil, but here it's also very strategic because you just go a little bit south and you're in Copenhagen. You just go a little bit north, you're in Oslo. You go a little bit west and you can hit Britain, Amsterdam. So geographically, yeah, it's very strategic. In addition to the port and the river that cuts through the city, they also have Dutch-style canals, which is really cool. You can even take a tour boat that takes you through. Speaking of the canals and how you can take a boat ride, literally right here, as you can see, here's one coming through and open air, which makes it so nice. And right in the center of the pavilion walking area. And in addition to those huge container ships, did you know that Volvo is headquartered here? I never knew that until I Googled that just now. What companies are based in Gothenburg? So right now I'm at Martiman, the Swedish military museum that's right here. It's pouring rain, so I have the umbrella on. But right behind me, this is a military vessel that the Swedish government built in the 1960s. They planned to build 4 of these. Only 2 ultimately ended up being built. It was for their navy, and this ship was decommissioned in the 70s. But it's so cool that it's on display. You can see the rifles, and I find the coolest, you literally see missiles that are on top. The museum features a few other old military vessels as well. Alright, so I'm at the train station now, and my time in Gothenburg is done. I gotta say, I really enjoyed myself. It's such a pleasant city. There's so much shopping. There's so many places to be able to walk around. It was so unfortunate that during my time here, it was rainy and windy, so that, hurt me a little bit, the fact that I couldn't fully roam around as much as I wanted to without getting soaking wet, but I still enjoyed myself. The reason I came to Gothenburg is because I am going from Stockholm to Copenhagen, and I figured might as well just go around Sweden a little bit too. So we're off to Malmo now. But yeah, 2nd largest city in the country. So if you're looking at doing a Sweden trip, include it on your list.